Hi, I'm Steve, the introverted traveler. I've made it my mission in life to explore the beaches, deserts, mountains, and even cityscapes around us, and to do so while avoiding contact with as many people as possible. And although I will never hang out with you for any reason, I do invite you to join me on my journey. Come and see the world through the eyes of an extreme introvert. On this edition, we are hiking to Saddle Mountain in the Saddle Mountain State Natural Area near the Oregon coast. Along the way, we will see foggy forests, beautiful foggy views, foggy picnic areas, and, unfortunately, foggy people. This and much more on this Introverted Travels. Greetings, and I'm back yet again on yet another adventure. And today I decided a change of pace was needed. It is the middle of August 2024. The summer is starting to wane, and I've spent the entire season, and I do mean the entire damn season, up at Mount Hood, which is only about 50 minutes from my house, give or take. I wanted to change, so I decided to go an hour and a half from my house and revisit something that I actually visited in February, but was unable to finish due to this. That's right. I am doing the trail up to Saddle Mountain today, which is right near the Oregon coast, near Seaside, Oregon. Okay, you know where I am. Now, all trails. Let's make fun of all trails for a second. It says that this is like a 4.5 mile trek. The comments on all trails, however, say it's closer to 6. I'm going to go with the comments because all trails as an app sucks. We already know the all trail sucks. So probably doing about 3 miles up, 3 miles down. The last time I was here, the weather was awful. It was raining. It was foggy. It was windy. I almost flew off the freaking cliff. I literally almost reached the ocean because the wind was just going to pick me up and go. Whoo. I almost went swimming last time. Well, guess what? Look at it today. Yeah, I'm trying to indicate. I don't know if you can notice, but it's not much better today. I picked the one warm summer day that was cold, foggy, and rainy. I swear, not only does my planning suck, my luck sucks worse. But enough of that. I'm trying to get through these introductions as fast as possible because A, well, we're going to get to the fact that there's humans everywhere in just a second, but A, there's humans everywhere, and B, you don't need to wade through 16 minutes of me introducing something so you can see the thing that I'm introducing. On the topic of humans everywhere, 17 cars at the trailhead. Just do the math. 17 cars times 4 is 60 something. I forget. I did it in my head earlier and I don't remember it now. I'm like all amped up and I can't do math. But there's a lot of people out here. Possibility of a lot of people out here. My heart is withering slowly in my chest. My soul is dying. And I'm seriously looking for places to run into the forest and just disappear. All right, so you know where I am. You know what I'm doing. You know that all trail sucks. You know that people are awful, that it's a complete nightmare. I mean, 17 cars. Who even knows that many people? I mean, there's like 64, 68, whatever the math is on it. I see that many people in like a year's time. And yet, a year's worth of people, for me, is out here on this trail. They're going to say hello. They're going to say good morning. And they're going to be nice. Oh. So you know what this video is about. Now, what I will also say really quickly, because I said it, I actually made a video here before, and you'll see some clips from it. But the weather was so bad that I never finished it. I never actually published it because I knew I was going to come back and rant and rave and whine and complain in the wilderness again, so I could actually finish it this time. But I call this place Murder Kitty Mountain. Why? Because this wilderness around me has one of the highest concentrations of cougars in the state of Oregon. I think it is actually the highest concentration of cougars in the state of Oregon. So in addition to the fact that there's soul-sucking human vampires all over this place, there could be flesh-eating cats. But as we know, mountain lions do not hunt humans. You're going to rarely see them, and they're really not much of a threat. The people, on the other hand, well, we know they're a threat because they're going to talk to me. enough of that. Let's get going. Let's finish this introduction. I'm gonna run up the mountain. I'm gonna, hop, skip, and jump onto the saddle. I'm gonna go, ew, there's people. I'm gonna go, ooh, there's views. And then I'm gonna run back here. And, it's just a cycle. It happens every weekend. You look at it, it's a disaster on camera. And then, you watch it again and again and again because, disasters are entertaining. Well, let's see how bad this disaster is. And let's go. Well, already things are off to a wonderful, beautiful start here on this lovely summer morning in August in Oregon. Wait 8 months, I said. The weather will be great in the summer, I said. You can come back here and you can get the views, you can see the beautiful ocean, you can see as far as the eye can see, and so on and so forth, I said. And yet, here we are, again. My luck and my planning, folks, I swear, I don't know what it is. I've captured beautiful views on film many times. I've had wonderful hikes. I've had glorious hikes that are, gorgeous. And that's without trying. That's just me showing up. But when I actually try to plan just a little bit, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go in August. It's going to be sunny and warm in August. And the coast will be, beautiful. Yeah, this is the result. I usually make a Stephen King joke here because there's really no other humor to be had from fog. It's white and it's thick. You can't see anything. I don't know really what else besides, X-rated humor to use with that. But yeah, here we are once again. I've had clear views all summer. And I decided to come to the one place that I had to, leave last time because of the weather. And guess what? Oregon has decided to Oregon. Well, so far, this hike has checked off most of our favorites on the list of, hiking cliches that introverts hate. We've had, bad weather when I'm trying to film in good weather. We've had chatty people everywhere. I saw a dad with an infant backpack and like a 6-month-old earlier, on this really super narrow, dangerous, steep trail in the middle of, again, whatever the hell this is. Father of the Year material right there. And now we've got picnic bench full of carving. Somebody brought out the X-Acto knives and the stilettos and the Bowie knives or whatever. What are you people bringing out here? Seriously, I have like a tiny knife in my backpack, but I'm sure as hell not going to take the backpack off so I can carve in, "Ooh, introverted traveler was here." Don't worry, I travel with a black cloud of nightmares and depression. Everybody in the tri-state area already knows I'm here. And I actually filmed this last time, so I've already made a rant about this picnic table. So I'm not going to make another one, but what I will tell you is I think they've added some swastikas since I was here last. I'm not going to show it because I'm sure you've seen enough of those, from footage of Trump rallies over the past 6, 7, 8 years, however long it's been. Yeah, the swastikas are well represented out here. And what everybody but me seems to think is art. I just returned someone's unnecessary an unwanted good morning greeting with my own sigh of exasperation. Nothing else. No more words exchanged but that. I mean, that counts as being polite, right? I mean, I didn't start screaming and run down the trail, so that's an improvement. I think my manners are getting better. Well, here's an exciting landmark for you. I'm at picnic bench number 2. But here's the added bonus. Here's the added surprise. Not only am I at the second picnic bench, I'm at the giant pile of wood debris. And there's some fencing in there too. Look, fencing. That's how exciting this hike is. I mean, so far it's been fog, trees, like half the population of Oregon out here, and discarded fencing, broken pieces of wood, and picnic table with, I'm assuming, probably more swastikas. I haven't checked. I mean, it's the Pacific Northwest, and it's a wooden picnic bench. I'm pretty sure there's at least one on there. But yeah, so far this has been a little piece of hell. I mean, I've whined and complained my way through this entire summer, and all those Mount Hood hikes have been like really overpopulated, but this takes the cake. I mean, not only is half the population of Oregon out here, they're out here on the worst possible day. This is a hike that's known for the views. I don't see anything. Do you see anything? I mean, you would think that not seeing anything on a view hike would prevent the giant hordes from gathering. It's because I'm here. This is what the universe does to me. Somewhere in the galaxy, there's a sentient supernova that's like, look at the innovator traveler. We threw a bunch of people at him in the fog again. Heaven help me. So just a general note about, trail etiquette. I came over to this giant tree here to relieve myself on the majestic bark of the tree. It's hidden away from the trail. No one's around, so I went ahead and did that. And I noticed this. I mean, we're not that far from the trail, first of all. And second of all, you people know you're supposed to bring a little shovel and dig and bury that crap, right? You're not supposed to just leave it and say, hey, that's where I shit. I'm out here with a bunch of animals, and not the good kind that don't talk to me and just growl. I swear, I get so much crap from everybody about my rants and about, always ranting about trail etiquette. I'm sure someone's going to justify this. Oh, it's their human right to put toilet paper all over the... Oh, just spare me. Just slam my head into a car door now, and don't make me listen to you talk. I swear. Okay, I'm going to get the hell out of the forest porta potty, and I'm going to go somewhere else. Let's just go. Wow, what a difference 6 months makes. I mean, in February, I couldn't see anything at all. And now, okay, this is too dumb even for me. Like, seriously. I mean, I think the fog has gotten thicker and it's starting to get windy up here. Does anything change in the Pacific Northwest? I mean, is there a difference between August and February? Or is it just this 24 hours a day? I mean, somewhere up there's a mountain. Heaven knows where, but yeah. So this is where All Trails has it marked as, a scenic, beautiful viewpoint. The fog is pretty. I mean, it's white and grayish, and I could lose myself in there, and I could start crying in the fog and scare the hell out of all the other hikers out here. Maybe I'll actually do that because that's probably going to be the highlight of the freaking hike. Okay, so I guess, the saddle is right down in this direction. I remember from last time, this is the area where I got battered by wind and rain last time and ended up turning around. So we're back to where we stopped, almost, just about. I'm not sure I'm getting any different results today, but beautiful, scenic coastal Oregon, folks. Welcome to it. The only thing more terrifying than watching other hikers disappear into the mist is watching them appear from it. So, this is the point where I got to in the last hike. There is a giant mountain right in front of us, as you can clearly see. And last time I was here, it was foggy. Can you imagine that? But it was also windy. It was rainy. It was a lot more dangerous than this. So I'm not going to turn around here. I'm actually going to go ahead and go up. But oh, speaking of horrifying, I think somebody is emerging from the mist. I can't win. I mean, this mountain literally hates me. This is not Saddle Mountain. This is Asshole Mountain. Why? Because it's treating me like an asshole every single time I come. And it's full of assholes every single time I come. So, yeah, let's go up to Asshole Mountain and get this crap over with. Okay, so I'm definitely taking my time while going up this thing. The trail really isn't that bad. I mean, it's a little steep, but compared to what I've done all summer, this is pretty much a cakewalk. But what I will say is I'm watching people coming down, slipping and sliding and falling on their butts, and yeah, it's just a little gravelly. I mean, I'm going up nice and slow. I'm actually going full tortoise on this one because I know what awaits me up there. It's going to be, you know, well, it's going to be like a casino up there. There's going to be people gambling. There's going to be blackjack tables set up. There's going to be, you know, waitresses running around in skimpy outfits with drinks. There's going to be slot machines. I mean, that's what Oregon puts on the top of their beautiful mountains. There's no solitude or silence or no reflection. And no, it's a freaking casino. I swear it is. And it's probably owned by Donald Trump. Okay, I'm not getting into politics right now, but I will tell you, I mean, this is beautiful. I'm on the, literally, I'm on the side of the saddle at the moment, and I thought it was going to be actually a lot steeper than this, but yeah, it's wet out here, it's foggy, and people are tobogganing down this trail on their butts. And you know that's gonna be me, so yeah, I'm gonna use the poles and the headgear on the way down. You're gonna get some great, you know, pole shots. But before all of that, we've got to go brave them. We know they're up there. You know they're waiting for me. They want to say hello. They want to say good morning. And they want to converse. I'm going to get up there. I'm going to wave my selfie stick like this, and I'm going to say, ooh, ah, here I am. Let's go. I mean, that's literally, if you even get me talking at all. If there's the horde up there that I think there is, I may just be like, shh, it's going to be a silent film. I'll put subtitles down on the bottom about what assholes everybody is, and then we'll run away. I'll even put subtitles down, you know, for sobbing sounds, so it sounds like I'm crying as I'm running back into the fog. Okay, there's people coming. Let's go. I'm at the top. Help me. That was an absolute nightmare. I mean, I showed you what was up there, right? You saw the hordes. You saw the gathering of the soul-sucking human vampires. Oh my heavens, I sat there for a few minutes, you know, hoping that some of them would disappear, but no, more came. And seriously, they came for the views, and check out these beautiful views here. This is just... And the funny thing is the fog's actually getting thicker, and so are the crowds. Oh my heavens. Well, this has been hell. I mean, I've had bad hikes in Oregon, but I think I've had 2 here now. And I preferred the first one because all I had to deal with on that one was death. Here, oh, I have to deal with other hikers. Other hikers are way worse than having to deal with the Grim Reaper. I mean, at least the Grim Reaper is polite and is quiet and just takes you. These people actually try to talk to you. Oh, needless to say, I'm headed back now, and yeah, this has been Saddle Mountain. I mean, these are the beautiful coastal views you could possibly get here on Saddle Mountain. It was totally worth coming here twice. But at least I got to see giant gaggles of people. Oh my heavens. My life really does suck sometimes, and my luck is awful. I mean, seriously. Oh, great. More fog is rolling in. Even thicker this time. Yeah, that's gonna make this hike way better. And I'm hearing voices like bouncing across the mountain, rolling through the fog. I mean, it's insistent. It's constant. A minute ago, I was hearing something making weird noises in that direction. Now, as I said at the top of the video, we are on Murder Kitty Mountain. This area has a very high concentration, apparently, of mountain lions. And frankly, at this point, I'm wondering where they are, because I could use them. They come out here and just have a snack. I mean, there's plenty of people walking around the mist. Easy pickings. I mean, even me. I mean, they could put me out of my misery. I mean, eaten alive by a mountain lion, way better than have to listen to some of the conversations that I've heard today. I literally heard two people having a conversation about whether or not you can smoke beer. Like, literally, oh, I wonder if beer can smoke. My IQ has never felt more under assault. And you know, I've already given the rant a billion times, and it's not getting into people's thick skull that this is not the appropriate environment for, can you smoke beer? I'm really not sure what environment is appropriate for that conversation, but it's certainly not when, you know, other people around you are trying to have some form of, you know, solitude and silence in the mist. So, I'm not exactly sure of my mileage left, because All Trails has apparently had some sort of, you know, All Trails related brain fart, which it has pretty much every week, and it's trying to tell me I still have like 3.5 miles left on a hike that's only supposed to be less than 5 miles. But I'm figuring, because I've done this hike before and I came this way, that I have probably under a mile, maybe a mile or so until the trailhead, and thus a mile or so until my car, and the 7-mile drive back through like a narrow, it's paved this time, but a narrow road to, you know, the big coastal road that takes me back to, you know, oblivion for the rest of the week. So I'm gonna go ahead and do our trail rating. And I'm going to try to make this short, because there's still people everywhere. And of course, that's going to be factored into the trail rating. So we do it on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the worst possible scenario for an introvert, and that is Disneyland on the 4th of July, where explosions are happening in the sky. The abominable snowman has escaped from the Matterhorn and has literally bitten the head off of Goofy. He's running around with Goofy's head on his head. It's a bloodbath. Children are screaming. Mascots are screaming. The parents are being forced to pay like $1,000 for a bucket of popcorn. And there's people everywhere. That's really where I'm going with this. There's a lot of chaos going on, and there's people everywhere. That's a 1. A 10 on the other, I don't have the fingers for this. A 10 on the other hand is introvert heaven. Middle of a field in Antarctica. Just you and your sentient, trained army of killer penguins. Not a human in sight for, you know, probably 1,000 miles. Because seriously, would you want to come within 1,000 miles of killer sentient penguins? So, that's an introvert's dream. Just you and the penguins alone in the middle of nowhere. and that's a 10, versus a 1, which is complete chaos and people everywhere. And on that scale, I'm going to put this particular hike at a 2. I have no idea what I rated it the first time I did it, but it was a completely different circumstance. It was raining, there was wind everywhere, and there were very few people here. Well, guess what? Everyone's here today. There were literally, I mean, I don't know how many sandwich munching weirdos were up there in the fog looking at absolutely nothing, but it was more than, you know, aside from me. We know I do that stuff. I'm weird. We know I'm weird. Put a pin in me. But people who are supposed to be normal are out there doing what I'm doing, and that's weird. So, I don't know how many there were, but there were a lot. There were voices everywhere, there were people everywhere, and there was utter chaos everywhere. I didn't see the Abominable Snowman nor the Matterhorn, but it was getting pretty close. It brings me to the misery index, which is a measure of my own misery, and that's on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being absolutely no misery whatsoever, which is complete fiction. I mean, I'm always miserable to one degree or another. There's never a time I'm a 1. And then, of course, a 5 being the worst misery you could ever experience. This hike today, with the number of people that were roaming around like creatures in the fog, 500 billion trillion whatever numbers I have to make up. It was awful. It was like, this is truly one of the worst hikes I've ever had here in Oregon. Now, I've had some crappy hikes, and then I've had some hikes that were really good but were crappy because of the number of people. But this, unfortunately, it's an okay hike, but of course, you know, the weather hates me every single time I'm out here, so that's crappy. And the number of people is just abysmal. So, this is one I would not recommend, but there's where we are on the trail rating. There's where we are on the misery index. And I just want to go. I'm in the wet, foggy, spooky forest. I keep hearing people. I keep hearing mundane conversations. I keep seeing people. Oh, it is time to go home. So I am now on a glide path back to the trailhead, and thus on a glide path back to my car. I am still unsure of the mileage, but I think I have probably under half a mile now. So that means it is time for us to say goodbye. But before we do, let's do a quick recap. Today, I went up to the top of Saddle Mountain, and I got to see, well, pretty much nothing, because as per my usual luck, I have fog, and more fog, layered over layers of fog. But we did get to see some cool forests. We got to go up some steep trails, and unfortunately, we got to hear voices in the mist. We got to see people everywhere. Oh, go watch my last segment if you want to hear all that. But it is still beautiful out here, regardless of the menace that is humanity. I mean, check this out. So even though this hike was pretty awful, there's still some bonuses to be had. But alas, it's over now. And it is time for me to say, stay introverted, everyone. And of course, I'll see you in the next adventure. Oh yes, we are starting the trail in the greatest of fashion, with a warning sign. The challenges of the 2-mile summit trail include a continuous elevation gain. That's called going uphill. Changes in the weather. It's called being in Oregon. And loose footing above the tree line. It's called every hiking trail I've ever been on ever. For your enjoyment and safety, please keep in mind these guidelines during your hike. Wear sturdy shoes. Keep dogs on leash. He's at home under a blanket, in a sweater, hugging his toy turtle. I think he's okay. Elevation climb of 1,630 feet, or something like that. No water provided. It's raining. Do not pick the flowers. It's winter, but really, do not pick the flowers, is that a safety guideline for hiking this trail? Don't pick the flowers. It might cause an avalanche. And then stay on trail. Welcome to Saddle Mountain, everybody.